Hello out there.
Hi.
Hey, we're back in the closet. Hanging out. Updating our phones.
I am. I'm doing an update. I don't like to update my
Crazy.
phone. But my phone's acting stupid.
It's going to be a minute. You just got to let it go. It's going to download forever, and then you got to install it.
It's
how it
such
works.
a pain. Why do they do this to us?
Well, if you just do it when it happens, it updates really fast. But when you wait years,
I haven't
it
waited
takes forever
years,
because
Jeff.
they back up.
Jeff, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't wait years. I don't understand. I don't.
Months and months.
How do I know when there's an update? Nobody tells me. Anyway.
Your phone tells you.
No, it doesn't.
Do you not have automatic updates on?
No, I don't like to do the updates because every time I
We'll
do
turn the
it,
automatic updates on so they'll update in the middle of the night and you won't even know it.
But then I want to know what's going on with my phone because almost
messes
every time
your phone
I
up
do
if
it
you don't
update,
update
it
it.
jacks up my phone.
No, it doesn't. It's because you don't do the updates and then you're forced to do them and then your phones are jacked up because you haven't been doing the updates.
Fine. You win. Fine. You can do it later.
All right, cool.
Gosh, I'm glad we got that figured out.
Me too. Very
All
excited.
right, that's it.
That's it, guys. We're out of here.
Oh, gosh. Just kidding. What do you got on your mind? You've got something on your mind. I can see it.
Oh, what do I have on my mind?
I can see it.
I've got... On my mind, it's a conversation I had with Brooke. Did we talk about the conversation I had with Brooke?
Oh, no.
I blew her mind
Oh, gosh. Mind blown.
when I told her that Kim Kardashian... I hope she's not mad that I used her name on our podcast.
Oh, my gosh. She's never even going to know. Would you please just tell us?
Because we have a crazy sex tape out there. She's trying to revitalize her career, so I'm helping her out a little bit.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
Kanye just can't. He's just too crazy. He's lost his mind. He's going crazy. So he's like,
Would you tell us?
oh, she's not pregnant.
Well, no, because
She has a surrogate.
she does?
She has a surrogate.
How do you know? Do you know this for sure?
I'm 87.5%
That's
sure.
not enough to be putting this out there like that.
She has a surrogate. I think she's getting heat for it. She's got a surrogate.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't read into it. All I know.
See, you did it again. You do this
And
every time.
I could judge her, but it's going to be... they got a surrogate because they wanted to get a surrogate. They had 3 kids, right? This is 4th.
I don't
so
know.
They're just like, you know what?
I don't keep up with the Kardashians.
Enough of this torture on my body is what I
please.
would guess.
How do you
And she was
know?
like, let's put torture on somebody else's body and pay them.
First of all, it's not torture.
Okay.
It's not
Let's
torture.
let
It's a
somebody
beautiful
else
thing.
enjoy this
Exactly.
amazing
That's
experience.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
I know. Do we know why you said no? And you do this all the time. You bring us a story and you just read the headline and then we're going to go with it. And when I ask for details, you're like, I don't know. I didn't read the story.
You would think by now you'd quit asking for details.
Well, you think by now you would get it when you're like, oh, I better
Listen.
read up on this because Angie's going to ask me and everybody else wants to know.
Well, everyone else can go to the news, Google it. I'm sure there's a million opinions on why, but they probably didn't come out and say we've got a surrogate
But
because
maybe there's a medical reason. You're sitting on here.
that's true.
Because, listen, to get a surrogate, I mean, if there's a medical reason, there's nothing wrong with it. Other than that, that's pretty lazy and
That's up to them,
selfish
though.
of
If
the
you can do it
parent.
and you want to,
Why would you? Why? That's
because
selfish, and that's like...
you're an
that's-
Instagram model and you got to keep that
Oh,
going, and you don't
gosh.
want to take 9
Well,
or
then
12
work.
months off.
That's offensive to me. That's offensive. If you have a surrogate because you cannot have babies or because it would be very, very, very risky for you to have a baby and you didn't want to put your body in risk medically, absolutely. And bless those women who volunteer that are surrogates. Man, maybe I'll be a surrogate. Do you get bank?
Oh, you know there's surrogates getting
Well,
lavish lifestyle.
Kardashians.
It's getting the lavish lifestyle.
Kardashians. Yeah, but
And
I'm
you
talking
know-
about Sally down the street.
You take what they take his spunk and they take her eggs and they whip them up in a lab and then they put them into this lady.
They whip them up, yeah.
They whip them up. They they take one of those
A whisk?
a whisk in a bowl and they go, yep, this one right here. Yep, this is the one, guys. This is the one. And they just whisk it up real good. And they put it in a little... This is what I've heard. They put it in a little tube. It's a special tube. And then they have a little... It's not quite a paintball gun, but it's got CO2 on it, cartridge. And they insert it in that gun. And then they...
They do not
boom.
Shoot it up like that.
Boom. It's
That's fine.
It gets up in there.
Where'd you hear that?
It settles in this nice area in the surrogate's female regions.
Okay.
And then it blossoms into a beautiful thing.
Where did you hear about this gun they shoot?
In my head.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I've never heard of that in my life, but I made it up and it sounded cool.
It did sound cool.
And it's the way I like to think it happens because it's not happening for me and I'm never going to watch it.
No.
Unless a video of it comes out and then I'll watch it. But I'm sure it's something very clinical and nothing really that fun like that. Like,
here's the thing.
Do you think though that they could do like make it so that it could be special, like both, like if we had a surrogate, we got a surrogate, and it's like, okay, surrogate, we've whipped up our special sauce with the whisk. In the baby bowl, and of course you're going to keep the baby bowl, right? That you whisk it up in.
You're killing
Can
me.
feed that baby. You know, you feed it. This is the bowl.
Gross. You're going over the
kid
line.
on Saturday morning at 13's eating a bowl of cereal. You're like, that's the bowl you were conceived in.
That's gross. That you're taking it too far. You better back it up.
Listen, but anyway, where was I going with that? So we've whisked it up, and then there's like a tool where it can be special for you and me. They get the surrogate in the stirrups, and then like there's photo ops for you and me.
No.
Blur out the stuff, but we're like holding it like before it goes in. We're like, this was right before you went into the surrogate.
Oh my gosh.
And then we get to like insert it. Of course, it's completely non-sexual. It's a very clinical situation. It's a hospital lube. Like it's not the stuff from 7-Eleven. So
No, they do use KY.
do they?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it is a little sexual, whatever. But so that's all these memories, unless you don't want your child to know there's a surrogate involved and you want to act like you're pregnant.
If I had a surrogate, I don't need to have any part of that. I'm good with her just going into the doctor. I'll donate what I need. You donate what you need, and then we can go to the doctor with her. But I'm not about being in the room. Now, when the baby is born, I would want to be in the room with my surrogate, of course.
Yeah, me too.
But the thing here's the thing, though. Like, I've been pregnant 3 times. Well, I've been pregnant 4 times, but unfortunately, that I had a miscarriage. But, if I was a surrogate for somebody, I know what it feels like to be pregnant. And even though, how do they disconnect emotions?
That's what I was thinking, and I'm a man.
How do they disconnect emotions? Because and if you've never been pregnant, if you're a man and or a woman who's never been pregnant, this might not make sense to you. But like you bond with this human, this child, very early on. Especially, I mean, even before you start feeling movement. You know, you hear a heartbeat and you're already starting to like bond. And then especially when you feel movement and you become attached, and then you give birth and you give life and you see it, and even though it's not yours, even though it wasn't your eggs and it wasn't any, it still you housed it.
There's a natural, there's a natural, like, I would think, and I'm speaking from my side of witnessing the pregnancy, from being in the same house, being in the delivery room, like watching you have the 3 kids. There's this natural like growth and bond that's beyond physical, even.
Yeah.
That you get to have, like it's spiritual almost, or like, but it's nature. It's like nature for you to like, I don't know if you close your mind off, but that couldn't be good.
I don't know how to close your mind off, because, you know, you feel everything, you go through if there's sickness, if you go through all of this and all the pain and everything like that. I don't know how you would disconnect. Here's another question. Does the surrogate stay part of their lives, or do you just leave and you go on? Like,
no, I think they drop her off in the
again.
desert afterwards. Like
No.
they leave the hospital altogether and they stop, and I can see it like in a movie, and they're like, okay, you can get out now. We gave you your money.
I mean, I know you're compensated, but like, do they get to see the child again? Or is that a case by case thing? Like adoption is a case by case. Like sometimes when you adopt, you know, the birth parents are still involved, or you know, maybe one of the birth parents are still involved and can see the child, and everybody's happy and fine with that. And there's other times where it's like, no way. You know what I mean?
We may have to do a surrogate part 2. We may have to do some research.
Yeah, maybe we should have researched this because I don't know. I would love to.
I don't either. I'd love to have a surrogate on.
I know, but
like a surrogate, and I'd like to be like, how old's your child? Like, have you ever seen him like since the day in the hospital? Do you breastfeed the baby until it comes? Like, how's that work? Do they stay there?
I think that you can. I don't know. Don't quote me on this because I could be making things up like you. But I think like that. Even if you don't physically have the baby, can't they like do something to your body to make you produce milk so you can breastfeed?
Oh yeah, I could lactate right now.
Ew, gross. You always take it like.
I think I could
was going somewhere normal with it, and then you have to gross it up.
Gross it up.
You got to gross it up.
I'm just saying.
That's gross.
I think that anything with nipples can squirt milk.
Why do men have nipples? Why do men have nipples?
I don't know.
They're pointless in a man, right?
They're sensitive.
I know, but like it's not like women have nipples because we're supposed to breastfeed our kids, I guess. I didn't. I couldn't. I didn't want to. I had no part of it. I'll probably be judged all up and down for that. But
the latching when you tried was very awkward.
But I didn't even like it. But why do men have nipples?
It's another question we're gonna have to figure out. Huh. Why do men have nipples?
Anyway, back to what you were talking about. I'm so sorry. What was I trying to say? Oh yeah, the attachment of it. It's a very fascinating thing, and I just don't like though the thought of a woman having a surrogate just because she doesn't want to wreck her body, like from a vein standpoint. And maybe that's not what Kim Kardashian was doing.
Like veins in the boob?
No, like for vanity purposes.
All vanity purposes.
Get off the boob. You're.
Oh, we got to the boobs and the nipples.
But we don't know for sure why she got one. Because she had kids before, right?
I don't know. She has kids. I don't know if she had all of them. I think she did.
I don't even know. I wish I could get my phone, but no, it's updating.
Yeah, it is updating. Maybe one of these days.
And research this. Because I don't know.
Well, you know what, though? You know what I think is going to happen in the future? I think in the future, and I don't mean like way into the future, I think there's going to be a large percentage of children being born and women not going through pregnancy. And I'm not even saying getting a surrogate. I think there is going to be some kind of home incubation system you can get at Best Buy.
Oh my gosh.
Probably not at first, you can't get at Best Buy, but where you whip it up in the lab with your whisk.
Oh no.
Right?
Yeah.
And then in the lab they sell these very expensive baby, and they'll be cute and they'll be nice and they'll be named after something like mommyslovingbelly.com. Order yours here. And it'll simulate the mother's womb, and then you don't have to worry about it as a mother. All you have to do is go over there and look at it. It's like an aquarium, and they'll probably have settings on it where you can be like, well, we're like the crock pot, where you could do it a little faster.
Oh my gosh.
Or maybe a little slower. I don't know, but I think you wouldn't want to do it too fast.
So you're basically talking about cooking a baby.
Yes, yes, you get it. That's what you did for 9 months.
You do know that the baby feeds off the umbilical cord, and
you'll have to feed the baby through the cord in the top of the mommy
so
loves you from the belly.com.
So I have to attach to this machine?
I don't think so. I think
how are they going to get the nutrients?
I don't want to give up the patent.
Oh my gosh, you're insane right now.
No, I don't know how this is going to work. You're thinking through it way too far. I had a great plan.
That's not a great
Somehow
plan.
they're going to do this without a human being involved.
They are not. They are not going to do that. Why would it? I mean, I don't know. I don't know whether I should say this. I probably shouldn't.
Probably not.
Should I say it? Yeah, heck, I'm going to say it. Why would a woman not want to have her own baby if she physically could?
That's a good question. I don't know if it happens that often. I would think you're right. I would think what happens is, well, maybe it does. Maybe I think probably the health stuff probably.
Oh,
probably,
for sure. I mean,
probably
I'm 100%
causes
on
it a
board
lot
with
of the
that.
time.
Yeah, I'm
you know
100% on board
That's
with
probably
that.
a big reason. Or you had like, because you know all the things that can go wrong in a pregnancy. Like
Well, of
you
course
you could be deficient of certain things that you need to have a healthy pregnancy.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
And
but
you could be told that you shouldn't have any more children because of this happened or whatever. I don't know. I don't know why somebody'd be like, you know what? I got money. I don't really want to go through a pregnancy. Maybe they had a horrible pregnancy. Maybe they're sick 9 months, like miserable sick.
Suck it up, Buttercup. I mean, unless you were like really physically like
where it was not good.
Where it was not healthy for you.
Right.
Just being sick. I mean, that's part of being pregnant. I mean, we all are sick.
Right.
We all had to go through that. But I don't know. I just can't imagine. I wouldn't mind. I mean, I miss being pregnant. So, I mean,
well, I'm sorry. You're never going to experience it again, I don't think.
I better not. I love the feeling. I loved every bit of it. Yes, there were hard times. Yes, I got sick some. Yes, there was some pain involved. And out of the 3 kids, Maddie was an easy delivery. Brooke was a horrible delivery. And Nate was not so bad. There was a little bit of issues, but
they had
I was
Wi-Fi
blessed.
him.
I was blessed. They had Wi-Fi. That's how you gauge the birthing experiences, whether they had Wi-Fi or not.
And they had like those nice hardwood floors.
Are you being serious right now? Let me tell y'all something.
The first 2
I gotta tell this story.
Sucked because there was no Wi-Fi, and Maddie was before really we could use our phones for internet. So you had to bring a clunky laptop in the living room.
We
if you
didn't.
wanted to get anything
we
done.
were playing cards when I was having contractions.
Brooke was 2003, so technology was a little bit better, but still sucked. Nate though 2008, we're rolling.
I cannot believe you're gauging this on technology.
Well, I'm not. I'm just talking about the experience for me.
Oh, for you. I'm so sorry that you suffered through without Wi-Fi while I lay there and have your child.
It's a long day when they induce you. I mean, a really long day.
Is it? I wasn't there. I wouldn't know.
And then you start getting into it and you can't play cards anymore. And it's like, she's got to push and she's having contractions. And I'm like, well, we're kind of trying to kill time here.
That's funny.
No.
That's funny. But I miss all of that. And I would go through it again if I weren't if I wasn't 43. I wouldn't mind doing it again. But, that ship has sailed.
You're 43.
Yeah.
I'm shooting blanks.
Right.
So,
well, maybe
the only way you get pregnant
a sperm bank.
is if
I'm
not involved.
I could go to the sperm bank. Yeah.
No.
If I wanted to have another baby. I mean,
don't be really sneaking off the sperm bank.
Yeah, because there's probably one downtown Charleston somewhere. You think, is there a sperm bank in Charleston?
You're a hot, beautiful woman. They're walking all over the city.
No, I don't want to perform an act with anybody different.
That's good to know.
You know what I mean?
That's really good to
know. I can just go to the doctor and they can use one of those CO2 guns that you're talking about.
Well, I don't know if they're on the market yet.
But things are different now, so I don't know.
She likes the gun idea.
I do. I kind of like you do.
Hey.
But things are different now though with when you're pregnant and stuff. There's they had, like we just talked last podcast, extra stuff. They have gender reveal parties.
Gender reveal parties. Yes, they do.
Reveal.
Some pretty cool ones.
No, they are cool.
There's some pretty cool ones.
I'm low-key jealous that we didn't have those ideas of having gender reveal parties when we had babies, because we didn't. We just would have a baby, or we would
and it'd be like, are you going to find out? And some people would be like, that's good. And then other people like, why would you find out?
Why would you find out? Because I want to know. I'm a planner. And I'd find out.
And whenever you find out.
And then we tell everybody we're having a girl. We're having a girl. Now we're having a boy. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they do have some cool, like I've seen the gender reveals where they like have the cake and you cut the cake.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's either blue or pink or whatever.
Yep. Or they send up a firework and it's either blue or pink.
Yeah.
Up into the sky at night, and it's like, here it goes.
There was one that was kind of cool. They had cupcakes, and the filling was either white or there was one cupcake that had either blue or pink icing inside of it, because it's filled inside filling, not on top, like you can't see it. So everybody got a cupcake. Everybody had to either cut into it if they didn't want to eat it, or bite into it, and then whoever had, one of the people had the color, and then like they got like a
Wait
prize or
now
something.
though, I just thought of something.
It was really cool. What?
This could be a problem though now. It's kind of cool, but with the whole gender stuff now, isn't it kind of mean to label that baby as a boy or a girl?
Oh, I'm not getting into that topic again. No, if it's a girl, it's a girl. If it's a boy, it's a boy.
We're having it reveal party.
No, what?
It's a it.
Most people
until it
aren't
decides.
Like that. No, most people aren't like that.
We're going to use they. We're going to use
we are not.
them. We're going to go.
If it is
I don't
a
know
boy,
about the pronouns. I can't do them right.
If it is a boy, it is a boy. If it is a girl, it is a girl. That's just point blank. I'm just saying they have cool gender reveal parties, and I think that's fun. And I think it coincides with the baby shower, right? There's not two separate parties, I'm sure.
Probably not.
Anyway, I got off topic there. I just, they do things differently now.
They do. Ooh, I can get off topic for a second.
Go ahead.
And then we'll jump back on topic.
Yeah,
but I heard this today, and I thought it's crazy, because we're talking about how crazy our world is, right?
Right.
And I heard someone talking about their good friend who runs a large organization, national.
Okay.
And they were kind of talking about the HR complaints nowadays. Because everybody's like, there's a dude at a place, at a large corporation, that sends in complaints to HR that it's unfair because there are no litter boxes in the bathroom, and he identifies as a cat.
Okay.
That's the kind of stuff our HR divisions are working on right now.
That's too much. That's too far. That's stupid. I'm never going to identify a human as a cat. I don't care what you think you are. I get the gender thing. I can understand that. And I'm sensitive to that, and I'm supportive of that. But if you really freaking think you're going to identify as an animal, you need to be you need to talk to somebody that can help you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just had to throw that out there.
Is that real?
I think it was real.
Of course, because you didn't read the whole story.
I didn't read it. I heard it.
Oh, you heard it.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I take it back then.
Okay, so it's real. You don't believe it's real?
Even if it's not real, that's
There's crazy people out there.
That's real funny.
There's crazy people out there.
Could you imagine going into the bathroom and seeing a grown man
Some
with a litter
dude
box?
squatted over, freaking scratching down in there.
That's disgusting.
Like just scratching the corner
that's
open.
Disgusting. Did he want like a litter box in a stall?
His hands up on the side.
Did he want it in a stall, or was he just okay with it being out in the open?
I don't think they got that deep in it. I think it was just the fact. It's just the fact that it was actually a thing.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Wonder what other kind of HR complaints are. I bet they. I would.
We got to Google that ish and do a podcast.
We need to get someone at HR, because I'm sure that there are tons of like stupid complaints like that. Oh, that's too far for me.
That's funny stuff. I like it. I'd like to hear some more like that.
That's just gross. Is he gonna scoop his own litter box, or with the cleaning crew?
Oh man!
Would the cleaning crew have to do it?
I mean, you'd have to have a rule. Like if I own the company, my rule would be, we're going to put a litter box in there for you because you're a good employee. You're very productive, and we're going to give you your own stall with the litter box. It is just going to be a giant litter box, but there's going to be a scooper in there, and you have to flush every time you go.
I don't know that the litter is flushable. I don't think that... Maybe there is flushable litter.
Well, then shake it out and just throw the turd in there. Or whatever.
The litter sticks to it. Have you ever scooped a litter box?
Get the non-stick. I guess it would stick every time.
Why are we even talking about this? It's so gross. Like, that just disturbs me. I'm going to have nightmares tonight. And if I do, I am blaming you. That's so disturbing.
What would be disturbing is walking by his cube and he's licking himself, like cleaning himself or something.
Does he want to eat out of a bowl and like a cat
know.
food bowl?
But would it be offensive to make fun of them? Would you get in trouble for that?
Yeah, it would be because we're laughing. But I mean, if somebody truly is like that, I really do truly think that they have some mental disturbances, and I don't want to make fun of that. But I do think that if you identify
or they
as
really
an animal,
love cats.
If you identify as an animal and you really are not just being silly, and you really are, I think you do need to talk to someone.
You hear that out there, people? All right, what were we talking about
I don't
before?
know, but
Surrogates.
now you've all thrown me off.
That's the kind of stuff, people, that happens when his mother was a surrogate.
Jeffrey.
That's why he's a cat now.
No, it is not.
Just kidding.
It has to be.
I'm not discouraging people from surrogate usage.
I'm not either.
And where are these surrogates? Are there like universities graduating
That's
surrogates?
what I'm saying.
Are there like little agencies? Is it a secret underworld thing that you get at like Craigslist?
Maybe.
That'd be creepy.
Wonder it could. There's I think there's been times where it's like a family friend and or a family member, which I think is a little bit weird. Like
yeah, you don't want to know them. You got to disconnect from them afterwards.
Honestly, I do remember a story like that. I think I saw it on TV where it was a friend, like a best friend. She was a surrogate. Yeah, because if it's a good friend of yours or a family member, you're going to see that person all the time, and then are you going to get attached to that child and it start getting some jealousy issues going on?
Right, and then they're going to come over, and then when you're not around, they're going to lean over and be, "I'm your real mommy."
I know, right? Well, but
stuff
it's
like
not,
that.
See, that's just the thing. Who is the real mom? Because I mean, the surrogate did carry.
Yeah, but you got the genes of
right.
all it is a feeding system. So the real mom is the mother who gave the egg. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but if it weren't for the surrogate, then the baby wouldn't live.
There'd be another surrogate.
Okay, if it wasn't for the surrogate, then the baby wouldn't live.
Yeah, there's plenty of surrogates.
Jeff, you're not listening to what I'm saying. You're not listening at all, as per usual.
No, I hear what you're saying.
I don't care if it's who the surrogate is. If it wasn't for that individual person,
then the baby wouldn't be here.
Then the baby wouldn't be here because there's no way of there's no car, so to speak. I don't know. There's no transportation.
The thing is it's not an emotional thing. It's a business deal.
But it's
a transactional. There's a contract.
That's what it doesn't matter. A contract is a piece of paper. A contract cannot compare to emotions that you might get attached to when you actually, through the whole pregnancy, you might be like, yeah, I'm totally unattached. And then as soon as you push and you hear the baby comes out and you hear her cry and and then they wisp it off somewhere and you're like, wait, no. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be some sort of emotional attachment unless you're just a person who can disconnect from that. And I don't really know. I mean, I can't imagine it, but I am who I am. Maybe there are people
like
out there.
Handmaid's Tale.
Right.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Right. Now I had to quit watching that because that got a little out of control.
It's really good.
But yeah, but with the Handmaid's Tale, that she doesn't have.
She didn't want to be
the mom's eggs. It was her.
That's right, because the mom couldn't have babies.
The wife would hold the lady's head in her lap while the husband.
Yeah, that's right.
Gun, so
that's right. That's right.
And so I feel like, yep, you're not the mom because you didn't donate anything. My wife's telling me to breathe. So, what was I saying? I don't know what I think of who the actual mom is.
Well, the actual mom is the mom. It's going to have the genes from the mom. I understand you're having this emotional attachment from the mother to the child.
Just a piece of crap that can go away?
No, she did an amazing thing.
I know, but is she ever going to see the baby?
But at the end of the day, by the time the baby's old enough, the baby's going to have the connection and the genes to the biological mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's true. Now, in the Handmaid's Tale, it'd be the opposite. It'd be like, we're not really, you're here with me and your mother's gone, but you're not going to have that gene connection, like that hereditary connection.
I do understand what you're saying there. I do. And I do ultimately think that the mom who donated the eggs is the mom. I do ultimately think that. But I want to know from people who know what the role of the surrogate is after the birth. I mean, to just disappear breaks my heart because I've had babies, so I don't know how it works. But
I don't either. But I tell you what, I want to do a surrogate part 2 with more facts.
With more facts, and
I want to have one of the guns on sight.
Oh my gosh, there's not any guns, Jeff.
It might not be called a gun,
and there's not
but
a baby
I'm a
crock
dude.
pot, okay?
There's not a baby crock pot.
There's
It's in the
not.
making, though.
There's not. It's not going to happen.
Well, that's disappointing because
I'm really sorry.
it's crazy that we're in the year 2019 and women still have to get pregnant.
How would you get the egg from the woman? Now, we know how we get your part. That happens all the time.
Well, you get the egg. How do you put it in the surrogate? You take it out of the woman?
So you still have to go to the doctor.
Yes. All this happens at the doctor.
And then he puts it in the crock pot and tells you to go home and what to cook it on?
You roll it out and you put it in your new whatever car you're driving, your Tahoe, and you put the crock pot, which is not a crock pot, that's insensitive. It's the Mama's Loving Belly 2.0. And you put it even comes with a special car seat so it can't shake. And you put it in its car seat, and then you get it home and you set it on its stand.
Do you talk to it?
Absolutely. Do you talk to your baby when it's in your belly? You want it to know you. Good Lord.
Right.
The thing is I can stand there and I can have a cup of coffee and talk to it. And it's not as awkward as me sitting there talking to your belly while I'm drinking
it's absolutely just as awkward.
Coffee.
It 100% is just as awkward. So how do you hear the heartbeat? How do you don't get to feel?
Well, if you get the 5.0, it's got speakers.
I'm so done with this. I'm done.
Bro, it's got speakers and it's got dials. And you'll be like, I'm trying to sleep. Turn the baby's heartbeat down.
I can't. I'm done. You're killing me.
You know what I'm saying? And it's even got a printer if you get the 7.0, where you can print out ultrasounds, but you have to pay for them, pay extra. And they come with really expensive paper, ultrasound paper. Which is really stupid because it's in a digital age. So you should just... They're coming out with the 10.0 where you can just post stuff straight to your freaking social media right from the baby.
Mama's Loving Belly.
Yeah. Maybe... You can just do it right there. There's a little screen, and you get the perfect picture. You're yelling at the baby to stay still.
Well,
you cannot survive in this world if you don't know how to take a selfie. You can't. So, hold still. We got to post this.
Right, wrong filter.
Yeah, filters that come with it, special ones.
Before we go, please tell me what the delivery is like from the Mama's Loving Belly 2.0.
I may have to save that for the surrogate 2.0.
Do you just take the lid off or what? I don't know.
No, you have to put it back in its car seat and take it to the doctor.
Oh,
you have to have a true professional do it. Or you can have them come to your home if you're like a wealthy person. And then guess what? You just have a whole floor at the hospital of baby Mama's belly.
Mama's Loving Belly.
Yeah, Mama's Loving Belly.
Mama's Loving Belly.
You just have them everywhere. And there might be a competitor. There might be competitors that aren't as good.
Hey, can I ask a question about this product?
Yeah.
Is it reusable? Or do you have to get a new one? Is there a special sanitation that it goes through and you can reuse it, or you have to buy a whole new one?
You can use it again. I think you can use it again. I think you used it up to like 3 times. But you have to clean them really good. And you don't want to use them really quick. But you can, and that's the beauty of this whole system, is you can have babies like crazy. You don't have to just like recover, get sewed up, wait till your boobs aren't sore. You don't have to do any of that. You can just be like, hey, that one's out, clean it up. We're going to throw this one in. Because we don't want to bring it back. We'll just take it home and put it on the stand. And this one we're going to let cook for 15 months. Because we don't want to have them too close together. So we want ours 16 months apart.
I'm seriously crying. You're making me laugh.
You know. And I'll tell you about all the gene stuff in the next one. Before you whisk it, you pick out the blue eyes and the whatever you want.
I'm literally crying. I don't know why that struck me funny.
Sorry, I got a little carried away.
It struck me so funny, I'm crying. Okay, I gotta go.
Well, I think we're done here. If you are a surrogate or you know a surrogate, please refer them our way. We'd love to have a conversation. And if you know a patent attorney, have them give me a call. Good night.